In 1995, a psychologist discovered something terrifying about expertise. Most people stop learning right before they get good. And worse, they do not even know it. Your brain is a lazy landlord. It will not invest in upgrading until forced. The idea that greatness is reserved for a chosen few is one of the most persistent lies in modern culture. From child prodigies to so-called born geniuses, we have been conditioned to believe that mastery is something you are either blessed with or barred from. But neuroscience tells a very different story. Research into neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, shows that our minds are not fixed. They are flexible, adaptable, and always learning, especially when we push past our comfort zones. The truth? Your brain is not special, and that is exactly what makes it powerful. Like a lazy landlord, it only fixes the plumbing when something starts leaking. If you do not force it to upgrade through effort, repetition, and challenge, it will leave your mental wiring in disrepair. Just look at Leonardo da Vinci, the Renaissance master who was not born a genius, but became one by obsessively studying everything from anatomy to hydraulics. Or take Maya Angelou, who mastered poetry, storytelling, and activism despite enormous setbacks. Even Tim Ferriss, the modern-day productivity polymath, openly admits he was never the best, just the most curious and methodical. And let us be honest, if Mozart were around today, he would probably be arguing with strangers in TikTok comment sections, roasting people with "skill issue, bro." Natural talent is not the key. Relentless curiosity and uncomfortable practice are. Your brain runs on outdated software. Let's update it. Mastery is not a straight line. It is more like a video game with hidden traps, rage quits, and unexpected boss fights. According to psychologists, there are 4 key stages people go through when learning any complex skill, and understanding them is like getting the cheat codes for your own mind. Ignorant confidence. This is when you think you are a genius after watching one YouTube tutorial. You have no clue how much you do not know. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. The less you know, the more confident you feel. Uncomfortable awareness. This is where reality slaps you. You realize the mountain ahead and feel like giving up. Most people do. It is not that they lack ability, they just mistake discomfort for incompetence. Deliberate chaos. This is where mastery starts to form. You begin experimenting, failing on purpose, trying different angles. You are messy, but intentional. This is where deliberate practice kicks in. A term coined by psychologist K. Anders Ericsson to describe focused effort that stretches your ability. Automatic flow, the final stage. Your brain stops fighting and starts flowing. This is the sweet spot that Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi identified as the flow state, where time vanishes, effort feels effortless, and you perform at your best. But here is the kicker. Most people quit at stage 2. They feel awkward, frustrated, and assume it is proof they will never be great. In reality, it is proof they are exactly where they need to be. If your brain feels like it is breaking, congratulations, you are upgrading the software. In a world of one-trick ponies, polymaths are psychological unicorns. Specializing too narrowly in one thing used to be a strength. Today, it is a trap. In a world where industries collide, trends shift overnight, and the most valuable skill is adaptability. Becoming a micro-polymath, someone who is good at many things, is a superpower. Even shallow expertise across multiple fields gives your brain more creative tools to work with. It is like switching from a butter knife to a Swiss Army knife. Take Steve Jobs. He was not just a tech guy. He studied calligraphy in college, and that obscure obsession helped shape the elegant design of Apple's products. Or Leonardo da Vinci, who fused art and anatomy, inventing things centuries ahead of his time. Even Elon Musk combines knowledge of software, physics, engineering, and business. Not deeply in all areas, but enough to connect ideas no one else would. The science backs this up. Lateral thinking and divergent learning are proven to boost innovation by forcing your brain to make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. It is called mental model layering. The more diverse models you have in your head, the better you become at problem solving, persuasion, and original thinking. And here is the fun part. The brain hates boredom more than it hates failure. So give it new toys. When you bounce between different skills and fields, your mind lights up like a dopamine-fueled pinball machine. Not only do you avoid burnout, you create insights that specialists miss entirely. Obsession is mastery's evil twin. It will burn your house down if you let it. While mastery is often celebrated as noble and heroic, there is a darker side that no one warns you about: obsession. The line between dedication and destruction is razor thin. The same intensity that fuels greatness can also drive you straight into burnout, anxiety, and isolation. And the worst part? You might not even notice it happening. Look at Bobby Fischer, a chess genius who became a global sensation and later spiraled into paranoia, exile, and collapse. Or Michael Jackson, whose obsessive perfectionism created art that moved the world, but also slowly consumed him. These are not just cautionary tales, they are reminders that mastery can be seductive, even toxic, if left unchecked. Perfectionism, in particular, is a psychological booby trap. It tricks you into believing you are never good enough. So you keep pushing, keep tweaking, keep working, until you are running on fumes. The pursuit of mastery can cost you your relationships, your health, and your sense of identity if it becomes the only thing that defines you. And let us be real, mastery is a jealous lover. Ignore your friends too long, and suddenly your friends are gone, and your skills still suck. The trick is balance. Pursue excellence, yes, but do not forget to come up for air. Even polymaths take naps. Mastery is not climbing a ladder. It is leveling up in a video game with multiple bosses. So how do you actually master anything without losing your sanity, your social life, or your sense of humor? The answer lies in a 5-phase roadmap backed by research, tested by polymaths, and approved by overachieving weirdos everywhere. Phase 1. Expose yourself broadly, the curiosity phase. Start by sampling everything. Read outside your comfort zone. Try weird hobbies. Follow rabbit holes. The goal here is not focus, it is flirtation. This is how your brain builds the initial sparks of interest and develops novelty-driven neural pathways. Think of it as mental Tinder. Swipe on ideas, not people. Phase 2. Chunk plus cheat. The skill hack phase. Now that something clicks, start breaking it down into smaller, digestible parts. Psychologists call this chunking, grouping bits of information to reduce cognitive load. Also, cheat early. Use mnemonics, apps, AI, whatever accelerates the learning. Nobody starts learning guitar by reading music theory. You play Smoke on the Water until your fingers bleed. Phase 3. Suffer consciously. The deliberate practice phase. This is where the magic and the misery happens. Push through your weaknesses. Deliberate practice, coined by Anders Ericsson, is focused repetition on the hard stuff. In gaming terms, this is the boss fight you keep losing, but each time you get a little better. And remember, if you are not embarrassed by your early work, you started too late. Phase 4. Synthesize plus switch, the polymath expansion phase. Now expand. Integrate what you have learned with other skills. This is the stage where new insights emerge. Musicians use techniques from storytelling, entrepreneurs learn from military strategy, gamers apply economic theory to win. The brain thrives when it switches tracks. Polymathic thinking builds deeper, more original mastery. Phase 5. Teach or die, the transmission phase. Finally, teach it. Not just because it is noble, because it solidifies knowledge. Psychologists call it the protégé effect. Explaining something forces you to understand it better. Make a video, write a blog post, coach a friend. If you cannot teach it, you do not truly know it. Polymaths do not master everything. They master how to master anything. Here is the twist. The goal is not to become an expert in one thing forever. It is to master the process of mastering: curiosity, discomfort, experimentation, and connection. That is the true edge of a polymath. They are always beginners, but never amateurs. So embrace failure. Chase weird ideas. Lean into that awkward phase where your brain feels like a browser with 42 tabs open, and one of them is playing music. That is where growth hides. And finally, now you know how to master anything, but will you actually start? Or will your brain, like a snitch, tell you to scroll to the next dopamine hit?